everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
See, their moves, their code.
That's how shit go, right?
It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you when the chips are down.
Bad day up under the sun.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Listen,
Yeah.
I see you, somebody that bust his ass. I'm gonna watch him since you.
Yeah.
Right? I know Calvin. I got nothing but love for everybody over there. They show me nothing but love. I got nothing but respect.
Stay on your side.
For whatever it is you think.
Stay on your side.
I'm only on this side.
Okay.
But guess what? I'm a black man supporting another black man making millions and millions of dollars.
I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
And it's all good.
I'm not trying to hear it.
We over here doing dope shit too. So it's cool to see us around.
You went from a Hall of Famer to a YouTuber. That's who you said. You went to working with a Hall of Famer to now you're working with a YouTuber, right?
Shit, I mean,
you're forgetting to realize that I will be the first boxer and promoter ever in the Hall of Fame for multiple reasons, like at the youngest age. So you're actually a fucking dumbass.
Okay.
Hey, but Chen, stay blessed. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Calvin.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where did 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he given up 4 ounces of the gloves. I got to say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
So what do you want? 10 ounce, 8 ounce? What do we want?
If he the one said that, I'm going to go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No, it did not.
On God, perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10 ounces.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So back to what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
Well, you just made something clear to me. You just made something clear to me because I didn't know. Because you fight at 10s, he fight in 8s.
Yeah, your guys' side.
So I'm like,
I can
ounces.
show the emails and the screenshots. You guys asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No, let's do it. 10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's going to make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really badly. Let's do it.
10 ounces. Cool. All right. Guys, before we get to the face-off, Jake, give me your prediction on what's going to happen in the co-main between Layla and Alicia.
Well, first of all, it's just incredible that they're doing 12 3-minute rounds. That's some badass shit right there. And both fighters are incredible. But I just know that Alicia, this is her moment. This is going to be her breakout performance. And you know, I hate to choose sides as I am the promoter, but I think Alicia is going to win.
Yeah, we're getting the knockout. That's what he meant to say.
Tank?
Sorry.
Same question. Who's going to win in that co-main between Layla and Alicia?
I'm going to go bias. I know this one. I know this one more, so I would say Alicia. So, you know, but I'm going to definitely be in tune. Both of them on the card, so we gotta watch, bro. I never seen this young lady. Like I said, I definitely watch her when I get home and stuff. And you know, I'm just excited to be a part of boxing again. So, shout out to that.
Layla, who will win in the main event between Jake and Tank?
Based on the height and the size, Jake Paul should win this. He should. But on the skill level, on the boxing IQ, I feel like Tank should have it. But if I go, it's hard to say, but if I go with only the size, he should win. He should.
How they beat their press credentials?
Listen, we all know how boxing is. It's unpredictable. We got two hard hitters like Jake and Tank. Shut up before I beat you up. Like I said, it's going to be action-packed, and I know I'm betting on a knockout.
There you have it. Folks, certainly want to thank you guys for coming out, but now we got to have some face-offs. So what I'm going to ask is the fighters, if you guys would head backstage, and can I please bring up Most Valuable Promotions CEO, Nikisa Badarian, to the stage. He's going to help us face off these fighters along with Ravone Littlejohn from GTD Promotions, and we will start with the co-main event.
Are y'all excited for this event? What's good, Carmen? Are y'all excited for this event at all? I put a poll up, because I know this is going to be a brief live. Are y'all ready for the non-boxing live, or y'all want to continue with this boxing stuff? Is the boxing going to be slow? What y'all got? Because Erickson Lubin faced off with Ortiz today, but I don't think anybody in their right mind is going against Ortiz in that fight, right? Point is, I don't want to be like those other boxing content creators where they do it 7 days out of a week and they just fishing for content mining and just draining. Just like what DMX say about Drake, just like a washing machine, just run. I don't want to be like that. So that being said, make sure you vote in the poll, but let me know in the chat, Tank, ripped him, RIP him, rip him, I don't know what you mean, buddy. That being said, man, who y'all got? Y'all happy? I was talking to my homie today, B3, and we was talking about the card and if they had anybody left, any money left over and anything like that. And I think that this was a situation where they spent all the money on up top, and then Jake Paul has a situation where he's being blackballed by the industry. So, the blackball situation, not a lot of fighters available, and it is what it is. That's why you're seeing this type of card. So it is what it is. Let's see.
Who is the biggest star in boxing?
He pushed him. Tank pushed him and acted like he wanted to fight. Like, come on, man. Come on. Just knock it off, Tank. Tank, knock it off, Tank. This is crazy. Ruby Rose? What is she doing there? Yo, this is crazy, man. Ruby Rose? What association to boxing does Ruby Rose have?
November 14th, live.
Y'all ready for this fight, man? Or y'all not looking forward to it? This is crazy.
Center, Miami, Florida.
Damn, I missed most of the questions. There you go, looking away again. You just wanted to fight him when everybody was holding you back. You just wanted to fight him when everybody was holding you back. Now that nobody holding them back, you look the other way. Now you want to talk stuff out. Like, man, come on, man. Bro, Tank is a fake. He's a fake tough guy, bro. He don't want no smoke, bro. He don't want no smoke, bro. Look at him, man. He behaved. Look, shaking hands now. Ain't nobody holding him back. I'm going to call Tank Scrappy Dude. As soon as they let him at him, he didn't even want nothing no more. Man became a rational-minded boxer, civilized boxer. Whenever they was holding him back, he was a bloodthirsty gentleman. Let him go. He let go of his vampire fangs and became a humble, civilized boxer. That's 5 foot. What, he 5'5"? Come on, man. You and Whack 100 the same height. What they say, Whack 100 5'5" with brown eyes. Tank Davis 5'5" with brown eyes. Man, that's crazy, bro. Tank Davis don't want that smoke, man. What's up, Jay Bliss? He said, you're a hater, LOL. Man, Tank Davis didn't want that. Hey, that dude up there bluffing, bro. Listen, I ain't ever bought no wolf tickets, man. Never in my life have I bought wolf tickets, bro. That man was up there wolfing on stage. He don't want no smoke. He didn't want no smoke, man. He ain't even really interested in selling a fight. He trying to get in his head. You remember when he fought Frank Martin and he flinched at Frank Martin? Frank Martin showed that he respect him. He was trying to get that with Jake, but he just can't get it off. He don't believe. It's crazy. He up there, you want to bet. That's your guy. You want to bet, blah, blah, blah. And all this stuff is like, bro, you can say that, man. You can save that for somebody who's going to believe it, bro. Listen, one thing I say about Terrence Bud Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford was nervous for that fight. You can hear it in his voice. Everything that everybody said was true, but the difference between Terrence Bud Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis is, you know, people think that courage is the absence of fear. It's not. It's just the ability to challenge it. He'll never challenge it. He still got a Lamont Roach rematch out there that he never honored. You know, so it's hard for me to expect a guy like that to overcome anything mental. That's just how I see things. He said the only way I could see Tank winning is outboxing Jake and using his speed. Besides that, I just can't see Jake, him knocking out Jake. I agree. In fact, let me drop the link. I ain't gonna lie, I came in the press conference kind of late. I might have to go back and do this all over again and do the highlights. Give me a second. For anybody listening, I'm going to post a thing on the community tab. I want y'all to come up and voice y'all concerns. Give me a second. Back. I dropped the link for anybody that want to pull up and cook on this. What's up, Lou? Shout out to Lou, man. Lou, you 2 lives away from getting modded up, bro. Your jokes, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I don't hand out wrenches like that, you know what I mean? Unless I see like a track record or I know ain't somebody for sure ain't a troll. You know, I got a lot of people that be in the bushes that really be hater watching, you know what I mean? But man, you keep on being consistent, brother. I'm gonna have to mod you up just on GP, brother. You know what I mean? Them jokes, you know, you be in here lighting people up in the comments, brother. And humor's a way to get me. Marky Dan, hit the link. Hit the link, Marky Dan. I got something to tell you too as well. You know, you with your political, everything political with you, Marky Dan. You know, I ain't really get to cook you on BVO, so I owe you one anyway. Well, hold on. Oh, Mo say that was good, bro. Mo say that like your situation got any better, brother? He said salute to Box Scholar in the chat, and he said another rig fight, and that I definitely don't agree with. There's no way they're rigging that fight, bro. There's no way, bro. You think Jake Paul is signing up with fighters to not make himself look good? He literally is like you know, Tank Davis said it. He said, you know, how does it feel to go to a boxer to a YouTuber? It's like, what do you, bro? Most people go to boxing to bummits. Look at Adrian Bronner. He went from star boxer to bum, like literally overnight. Like a lot of people, Floyd Mayweather's still getting in the ring after retirement. Retirement in boxing ain't no flowers at the end of that, you know. Ain't no pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. So with that being said, you know, him clowning on Jalen Love, it's like, bro, Jalen Love is doing what he's supposed to do. You know, he helping moving Jake Paul along at a good rate to where, you know, he's what you call it. He's being moved along perfectly. You know what? Matter of fact, I ain't even got to do that. Hold on, I just gotta brainstorm real quick. I'm gonna just go back and react to the live and just clip it up. Hold on, give me a second. Nobody else posted it, Fight Hype or nothing. It was only Netflix. So hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna just post the audio and react to it. You know, Netflix be tripping. So what I'm gonna do is just post a little bit of the audio and we'll react to it. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we missed. What's going on? Can y'all hear it? Did they delete it? Like, what the hell is going on? Yo, Is Ness there? I thought I heard Ness arguing back and forth on a microphone with somebody. Is Ness there? No, I wasn't tripping. Hold on, give me a second. What the hell is going on? They ain't got no. Oh, there we go.
And of course, more fight.
Okay, so I wasn't tripping. It really wasn't that long. Okay.
3 months ago, that win.
Now, first things first, I have to address this. Jake Paul is, like I said, you know, Pittsburgh T said it, I said it. People over here, we give it up for Jake Paul over here. Jake Paul has to get a lot of credit because he knows how to promote an event. I thought they was going to do this with Terrence Bud Crawford. They just had a presser the other day. I thought it was going to be another presser the next day. And a lot of people, you know, not a lot of people, some people were suggesting that maybe that they're doing it a little bit different because, you know, it's on Netflix. And what about the budget? But it's the same budget, Netflix. You know what I mean? Same people. So that couldn't very well possibly be the reasoning. But let's go through this. It's crazy because they streamed it all day and then only showed a little bit of the thing. Like a lot of that was just pure silence. Like I went back to see if I wasn't tripping, but no, it wasn't that long. It was probably about an hour, probably about an hour, if that, 30 minutes of questioning and then Tank betting people and stuff like that. So let's get through it.
IBF, number 3 by the WBO and the WBA, number 1 by Ring Magazine. She is the reigning WBO International Super Featherweight Champion at 130 pounds. Now really taking on the biggest challenge of her career. Her record, 13-1. 2 of those victories have come by knockout. From Lévis, Quebec, Canada, she is Layla Baudouin.
Shout out to B3. B3 was asking me about, you know, we had a whole conversation on this panel about, you know, about how do I feel about the undercard and, you know, the people fighting on it. I was like, bro, this is business. You know, you got what's right and then you got business. And that's how boxing operates. It don't never operate on what is right. It operates solely off of business. And if it was up to me and I could wave a magic wand, those judges that judged the Canelo fight would not have been judges. They've already judged together, not separately. They've already judged together 3 of his last bouts. So, you know, it would be, if I could wave a magic wand, I definitely wouldn't allow them to be together, but I don't control boxing. But business wise, boxing is just a business. They always say prize fighting as if it's just, you know, isolated to just one person or fighters, but it's everybody wants to make money. What's up, Lana? Said, what about Tank wearing 10 ounce and Jake 12? It's only fair. Bro, I ain't shooting him no bail, bro. No bail, bro. Nobody asked for this fight, bro. So you get what you get. You know, you can't listen. You know what that's like me saying? That's like me saying I'll fight Vladimir Klitschko. And then some Don King steps to me with a contract. And I'm like, yeah, but he got to come down 20 more pounds because you got to understand he's a real big guy. And I'm like, bro, it's a heavyweight. You knew what you were getting into when you signed to fight that guy. There's no way around it. Oh, no, don't show the highlights. Don't play the beat.
That's why I'm not going out here and saying I'm going to knock him out or anything like that, you know.
Embarrassment of the world, you know.
Some of the other guys that you faced before.
Yeah, this is the toughest fight for me from an experience standpoint.
And one of the best to ever do it, and there's levels to this sport.
I mean, I could go out there and say, like you know.
What's good, Legacy?
I want to say that we just got to wait and see come November the 14th, you know. I let him do all the talking, and come the 14th, we'll see what he about. How long you been boxing? 5 years? We'll see what he about come November the 14th.
Jake, you faced legends. I mean, now you got Tank, but you've had Anderson Silva. How does facing somebody like this in his prime, how does that differ compared to some of the other guys that you faced before?
Anderson Silva was 145. by the time they fought, by the way. So to add more context, John, to your question, I also feel like not only did he ask for this, but I feel like everything balances himself out because they're talking about Jake Paul's experience, and we know that Jake Paul's experience is non-existent. You got to remember, Jake Paul at this point in his career is doing what normally he moving at the pace of an amateur because this is normally when you would see amateurs get moved in this direction. So he didn't have an amateur pedigree. So this is them essentially trying to move him to where the fight makes sense, to where it's not a complete handicap, and that you can still sell it to the people. Because Gervonta Tank Davis has never been defeated in the ring, and we've never seen him knocked out. So they're going to use all of those things, because the kids that are coming up that like Jake Paul, they don't know about weight classes. They don't care about any of that stuff. They from fantasy land, video game land, where you could just take somebody, somebody on a video game and make them fight a heavyweight, Butterbean. You can make Sugar Ray Leonard versus Butterbean a realistic match on fight night. You know what I mean? They from that type of thinking and type of era. So they don't care nothing about gloves or any of that stuff. Tank just better make sure he delivered because nobody's going to want to hear an excuse about gloves or any of that stuff.
Yeah, this is the toughest fight for me from an experience standpoint. I know he's in his prime, 30-0 or whatever it is, undefeated, top 10 pound for pound fighter. I respect Tank a lot, and that's why I'm excited he's going to bring the best out of me. And I have to be prepared. I have to be the most locked in I've ever been, and that's what makes this a massive fight. So much is at stake because we're young, and we're just, on the tip and the brink of our careers and coming into greatness in our primes, like you said. And so the loser of this fight is going to be the embarrassment of the world. Their fan base is going to be let down, and everyone's going to see that, and it could be a career-ending loss, and that's what makes this exciting.
Tank, along those lines, listen to what he just said. Do you feel any pressure at all? Only because you're so good, and yet you're fighting this guy who's relatively new to the sport. And I'm sure there are a number of people, millions are going to be watching, going to be expecting a knockout.
Yeah, I feel like it's no pressure on me. The only pressure on me is when I put pressure on myself. That's why I'm not going out here and saying I'm gonna knock him out or anything like that. So we just gonna put on a great show come November the 14th, and the fans won that night. I just want to put on a great show so everybody can, be happy.
I want to talk to that lady that's right next to you, Alicia, the champ.
What's good, Polo? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Tank a little. Well, I ain't gonna say I think Tank is scared, man. He's scared. So to the people that's just pulling up, make sure y'all participate in the poll because I keep putting it on my community wall, but I don't know if enough people ain't participating or whatever the case may be. What y'all want the next slide to be over? Y'all want it to be about boxing, or do y'all want it to be non-boxing? I got a lot of non-boxing stuff I want to cook. And I want to get you guys feedback. If not, I'm gonna just go ahead and make the decision, man. Can't keep putting it in the fate of this channel in y'all's hands, brothers and sisters.
This is something. I don't know if these people know this. Undisputed champion, but yet you gave up one of your belts. You gave up the WBC belt because they're one of the sanctioning bodies that really don't support women fighting 12 3-minute rounds. So you said, you know what? Take your belt back. I'm going to do this to push the sport forward. What does that mean to you to have this kind of fight on a...
So just ignore the steroids. Ignore the steroids. One thing I wanted to say too is I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but them fighters after they had that positive test, they always stuff get real shaky for them. Like they never look the same, whether it be Canelo, whether it be what's the old dude that used to be with Eddie Reynolds, Oscar Valdez didn't look the same after the steroid test. They're like, it takes their confidence, Ryan Garcia, and then they performance suffers too as well because their confidence lies inside of that. And then the public shame, they don't want to get caught again, so they don't take the steroids. They never look the same after they get a positive test. So something to notice. Alicia Baumgartner is one of those people.
Worldwide platform like that because you want to show equality for women's boxing. What does it mean to you?
Well, listen, what it means to me is to be in this moment right here, right now, to speak about it. And not only speak about it, but come November 14th, you will see what women have always been able to do, and that's fight. That's show up and do a job. And one thing...
Shut up. So look, to those who know, you know, I'm an advocate for fairness over here. He's my cousin said, "Do you think Tank will fight after Jake?" I said, "No. I think that this fight is going to be a cherry pick gone wrong, just like Canelo's was." But yeah, you know, I advocate over here for females' rights and stuff like that. But I'm fair minded too, as well. But that right there was one of those hallmark speeches where she was about to talk about suffrage and women voting. And, you know, this is my first time seeing it too, by the way. You know, and it was getting a little cringy. It was getting cringy because what does any of that have to do with your match, number one, and the fact that you went away from the sport because you had a positive testing? Was you thinking about women when you was taking PEDs to hit them upside the head? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, come on, man. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Alicia Bumgarner, if you've been watching my show for a long time, you know I have always said that her body looks highly suspicious. She has too much muscle to fat ratio. Like she don't have an ounce. She probably got like 2% body fat, you know, and and is able to move up in weight. You know what I mean? And theoretically talked about fighting Carissa Shields. Ain't nobody that's making weight naturally gonna even entertain a fight that many weight classes up.
About me, I love to take a challenge. As an athlete, as a warrior, I need that. And I'm going to get that November 14th.
Layla, so then what does it mean to you to be in this historic fight? And this is your first world title fight. So this would be something to walk away as the unified champion in such a monumental fight. What would it mean to you to be victorious?
If you don't mind, I'm going to say a few words in French for my fellow people in Quebec. Je juste les saluer, les remercier.
France, man, listen, man. That's crazy. Like, I don't know why they do stuff like that. First off, gonna be a tough sell anyway. There are fighters who have, like Floyd say, a whole. You got a country behind them. Triple G got Kazakhstan. You know what I mean? Kovalev had Russia, and like, it wasn't enough support in the American market. They want to hear you speak English. It just is what it is. Why you think Canelo, coming from Mexico, and Mexico is helping the sport of boxing survive, had to go learn English?
Merci du support que j'ai reçu aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup. I'm so excited to be here.
Man, and then all that foo-foo and ulu-pulu SSY and all that. Man, you don't stop, girl.
Here, truly, I manifested this moment for the whole year, truly.
There we go. Hey, get y'all a vision board right now. That stuff worked, man. Bud did it to Canelo. Get you a vision board ASAP.
And it's amazing to be here. I'm thrilled.
And what is your message, let's say, to maybe some people who still doubt that women should fight under the same championship rules as men?
Come and fight.
I like it. Alicia, same thing. For those who may still be doubters, they say, no, women shouldn't be fighting 12 3-minute rounds. What's your message to those guys?
Listen, one thing about it, you're going to have some doubters in life, and that just is what it is. But one thing about it, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what I do, and always show out, because there's no limitations on me, okay?
Man, what the hell are you talking about? Why she ain't answer the question? Why she ain't say, yeah, women need to go 3-minute round like the men? I mean, I think this is a situation where people finna mess around and find out. The reason why the sport of I don't even know why they make it less. I guess so they take less punches, but it doesn't make a difference. Punches are punches, can't you know? But I will say this: a lot of times women do get hurt in the fight, and they do get saved by the bell. So this will help in relations to women, you know, getting more stoppages. Like people look at Carissa Shields, man, she's the GOAT. Why she ain't getting stoppage? She ain't got no power. It's like, nah, that extra minute makes a world of difference. Trust me on that. It makes a world of difference, you know. That's why I thought Mike Tyson can go to a decision with Jake Paul, which he did. He just lost it. But 2 minutes makes a lot of difference, you know. But yeah. He said, I don't even care to see the press, but I'll watch the fight, though. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You know, I bet you if I would have went live at the same time as the press, I probably would have had more views than that. Because people don't really care about these generic questions and trying to sell it to the fans. I don't even think casual fans watch it. Do they? Do casual fans watch pressers like that? I don't know. I think sometimes they'll show up just to troll in the chat, but they don't be paying attention to what's going on. And Pittsburgh T said, boxing fans are dumb. He said, these boxers need publicity and image consultants. He said their press conferences do more harm than good. Interesting point, Pittsburgh team. And Khan, what's good, bro? I ain't seen Khan in a long time. What's good, brother? Khan said, what's up? And then he said, French. What in the French toast stick? Ain't that Kevin Samuels? That's crazy. He said, the Russell versus Hukara fight is the one to look out for. He said, I just started film studying Horaka. It's good, brother. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, brother. Say, get that bag, Tank. And then someone said, I won money thanks to Terrence Crawford. That's good. That's good. Because they switched the eyes towards the end. They flipped on. Hey, man, Vegas be doing, man. We got to start. I just got to start going with Vegas. I don't know what Vegas be doing, man, but they be doing. What's good, Tom? What's good, Tom? Just chilling, bro. Just chilling.
I got to give it to you, Jay, because people can say what they want about you. One thing they can't say is that you do not support women's boxing. And tell me why it was important.
No, this is actually one of the honest things he said. Like I said, it's my first. I'm reacting to this in real time. That's actually true about Jake Paul. That's no cap.
Important not only to have this fight under here, but to have somebody like Alicia under that MVP banner.
I mean, it's just boxing at the end of the day. She's a superstar, a knockout artist, has it all.
Definitely not a knockout artist, but go on.
All the characteristics that it takes, and she's the future of women's boxing. And MVP and Nikisa, myself, and I have always believed in people like her, Amanda Serrano, and the women's side of things that arguably 9 times out of 10 have more entertaining fights than some of the men these days. And so we are big believers, supporters. And
you know what's funny about him saying that? That is pretty interesting, right? So one of my homies online is Bruce Bain. Pretty sure most people are familiar with his content. That's one of my homies right there, right? Bruce Bain. And he said something the other day, and I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping because I've had similar experiences, and I know it wasn't just me because he had the same experience. But we'll talk. He talked about basically how he had discussions about boxing with women and how they're better, like their perspectives is more objective, even though they're perceived to be more emotional. That is 100% correct. I BS you not. I remember one time I was watching a Deontay Wilder fight. He had fought Remains to Burn. And I was watching it with a woman who kind of sort of watched boxing, but not really, And when I tell you she was breaking down boxing pretty good, really good, better than some people who consider themselves hardcore. I don't know why they do that. I'm a hardcore boxer fan. Like, bro, put the porn down, bro. Why you adding hardcore to it doesn't make it true and doesn't make you worthy. I don't know. That's just crazy work. But yeah, I'm a hardcore fan, But yeah, man, shout out to Bruce, man. I thought that was pretty interesting. That he brought up a similar story, and then I had the same story. And that's how I know that it's true. Because like, what are the odds? Like, he found, I don't know the relationship of the person he watched boxing with, but she just told him exactly what she was seeing. And then in my situation, it was exactly the same. When I tell you, she was like, and then the other guys just follow him around the ring. Like, why don't he just cut it off? I'm like, looking like, stretching out my face, like, what the hell? Like, what you know about cutting off the ring? But this is like, these are very, really basic things that boxing trainers don't even teach their fighters. So I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty impressed. I was thoroughly impressed because you get them without the emotions, They just say what they see. But other boxing fans, men, they just be saying some crazy stuff. So, shout out to my homie Bruce. You know what I mean? I got to get Bruce text in the call. When I seen that video, I was like, holy shit, that's crazy, bro. It blew my mind. Queen, wait, Queen, it's still up. My other channel, I still have it.
I can't find it.
Okay, I'll tell you at the end of the show, I'll go to it and it's black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Okay, they might got it banned. I don't know. It's still up though.
What fight you talking about now?
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis.
Who won?
They ain't fought yet. They just did a press conference today.
Canelo got his ass beat, didn't
he? Yeah, he got beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got beat. He got beat pretty good too.
That's what was supposed to happen.
You think it was in the stars?
That's how it was supposed to go.
You think Bud had Mama or y'all praying for him?
The ancestors is always with us.
Hey, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it was bittersweet. I love that Bud won. You know, the sad part about it, I think the most sad part about it is Canelo held the division up at 68, and Benavidez don't even get the belts that he'd been waiting for his entire life, and then waiting for the fight. He's supposed to be the one to beat Canelo, but other than that, everything else turned out exactly perfect. It was like Spike Lee couldn't have written a movie better than that.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll comment from my other thing. Hold on, matter of fact, I'll do it right now. I'm finna play a little bit of the video and then I'll comment in the comment section. Give me a second.
All right, I'm going back in the chat.
All right.
Netflix has backed us, and the movement has taken over, and now it's not just women's it's boxing.
Tank, your thoughts on that? Having such a monumental fight as your co-main here, especially for someone like Layla and of course Alicia, the undisputed champ.
I think that's great. You know, I think the female fighter should definitely get the same treatment as, like, you know, the guys. You know, I feel like Drake doing a great thing by, you know, having females on this card, and I didn't even know that they was the co-main, so that's fire, and I'll definitely be watching come the 14th. So I'm excited about that fight.
And just like Pittsburgh T said,
I'm sorry, pardon me, I'm not really big on this young lady, but I definitely be in tune, you know. So
like it.
why ain't Tank did what Jake has did if he understands about the need for women's boxing and the platform?
I like it. Getting back to your fight, when you look at Jay, this guy's tough. He's taking a lot of people's best shot. When you look at him, does his physical advantages, is that something that can test you in this fight on November 14th?
For sure. You know, we know that Jake is much bigger than me and things like that, but we just gotta be smart when we get in there, and that's what my experience gonna play a big factor. You know, so I can't really say too much right now. I don't want to
Told
say
y'all he
too
gonna
much.
run. I told y'all Tank Davis is for to get in there and run. Don't expect anything less than that.
But I definitely want to, you know, put on a great show come November the 14th and make sure that I, you know, show him what I'm about. You know,
Genuinely.
what I think.
Yeah.
You gotta wait and see.
Yeah, you're boring as fuck, man. My whole family was texting me. I just want to apologize to the audience for this guy. Like, I'm not always the one that has to sell the fights. My whole family texted me. Like,
Pittsburgh T, ain't that what you just said?
For real. What you do? You just play around, like, you know, this regular.
Hey, Pittsburgh T, you just said that, man. They need publicists. Jake Paul trying to tell him, bro, talk stuff, bro. It's the press conference. Why you up here just, I'm gonna just do my business in the ring, bro? This ain't no normal fight. You on Netflix, bro.
that's what people want, brother. It's entertainment.
I can't even hear you.
Yeah, we can't actually get the audio up here. We can't hear shit, to be honest.
Facts.
I don't know if that could change, but I can't hear what he's saying.
Jake, I was reading an article and it said maybe Jake Paul this time around has bitten off more than he can chew in this fight. What's your response to that?
Man, people are always gonna say this shit. Like, I'm just sick of it, man. What do people have to say? Come on, keep on saying it. Whatever you got. This is what I do, bro. This is why I'm the biggest in the sport. This is why everyone's here today. This is why I've had the most viewed fight in boxing history. So at the end of the day,
It's funny. Tank started laughing as if Jake Paul is up there lying, but it's like, well, then why you want to fight him then? If what he's saying is false about bringing out the crowd and how much he's able to draw and all this other stuff, then why you want to fight him? Why would you want? What Floyd say? I wouldn't want to fight no coward. I would want to see a cowboy. And if I'm a cowboy, guess what? I'm a rich and scared cowboy. But nah, why you want to go and fight that guy if that guy is capping about what he say he is?
Gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You pay me? Are you pay me?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Facts.
Correct.
Yes. Correct.
Correct. I'm your daddy.
40. What 40?
He didn't just say what Floyd at. Please tell me he didn't say that. First off, if you look around you, Tank, bro, humble thyself. It got MVP promotions all everywhere. Like Jake Paul he's definitely he's selling this, bro. He's the star. It is what it is. That's why you want to fight him. That's why you took this gamble and this payday. You know what I mean? If anything, you know, boxing fans always talking about A side, B side. Who would y'all say was the A side and this? Who would y'all say was the B side? Think about it for a second. Look around. I would have told him, look around you. Look where you at. This is where the Knicks play, bro. Look on the court. Look at the logo. You know what I mean? This is home field advantage. Said Scott, I feel like Tank gonna stop Paul if he runs. He said, I'm not gonna lie. He said, I'm not gonna be his fan anymore. Hey, Legacy, do not be surprised if that man get in there and start running. Do not be shocked at that. How much is Tank getting paid for this fight? I'm not sure. I don't know. And they're never gonna disclose the real number. You know, I took that fight with Jake Paul. Everybody saw I was ducking, but I made $100 million. They always got a reason for why they ducking a real fight. Fight Lamont Roach. And he said, I'm betting $2 on Tank stopping Jake. He said, hey, ain't no showbiz. That's hilarious. Yeah, showbiz be betting. I ain't gonna lie, I think it's some cap in showbiz rap. Ain't no way that man putting $30,000 or $40,000 and then giving it away if he hits a certain sub quota. It's just that man got that much money. So boxing done made him Mr. Beast. He a millionaire now on YouTube with under 1 million subscribers. I don't know. I just ain't buying it. But hey, I could be wrong. You know, I'm just naturally a skeptic. Said, for the money, son. He said, easy, petty. He said, your daddy is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Tank should have put the beats on him just for that alone. You know, hopefully Tank don't start grasping on the black history like they always do. You know, when they be looking for strength, they always, but I'm doing this for Mama. Oh yeah, I'm doing this for Harriet. You don't have to go to the back of the butt. Like they always do that stuff and then go out there and lose. They're like, come on, bro. What is Harriet doing?
Yeah. You always say he paid me. So
Let me ask you a question.
I need that extra.
I love your confidence. I love it. Tell me and tell the people, why are you so confident in this fight?
It's preparation. It's knowing what I'm capable of. It's my team. You know, Third, Jay Leon, Larry Wade, you know, my training partners, Dika, everybody, Carl, everyone who puts in the work, Ocean, the whole team is, number one, and everyone goes so hard, and we know what we're capable of. We're the best in the world, and we just want it more than everyone. We have 2 chips on our shoulder, and look at what we've done in this sport in just a short amount of time with this team. My skill set continues to improve, and I'm a lot better boxer than these people who have been doing it their whole lives. It's pattern recognition, and that's what I'm, amazing at, is learning, adapting, and continuing to get better in the sport all the time.
Tank, he's a confident young man. Does any of that concern you in this fight, that he is so confident that not only he will win, but win by stoppage?
Fuck no. Not really. Not really. I mean, he's supposed to feel like that. He's the bigger guy. He say he paid me.
He said he confident that he gonna stop Tank, and Tank response was like, nah, he ain't gonna do it. But nah, he's supposed to feel like that. No, Frank Martin didn't feel like he was gonna stop you. You know what I mean? It's like, if anything, you knew that you can get in Hector Garza's head before the fight, and Frank Martin, you said this on numerous occasions. Matter of fact, y'all go look at my old breakdowns. I basically broke that down, that he said he was going to get in their head. So it's pretty interesting to me. Pretty interesting to me that he's finally fighting a person that he can't get into head. And not only is he humble, but the games ain't working. Like, he ain't even confident enough to play the games. Like, every opponent, he always try to make him flinch. Hector Garza, but try to make him flinch, get in his head. Then Frank Martin try to make him flinch to get in his head. I'm not sure if he did it with Lamont, but he did. I want to say he didn't he? He pushed Rolly. He's always trying to intimidate his opponents, right? This is the first opponent he can't intimidate. That dude's not scared, bro. You're a small guy. Like what type thing? You're a small, scared little man. You're a small guy, and it's noticeable. It's not like this ain't Bud and Canelo. Like you're a very noticeable smaller guy. So it's just interesting to me what Tank gonna do, because like I said, let me at him, and all that stuff when they was in a face off, and then they let him at him, let little Scrappy do at him, and little Scrappy Doo didn't do nothing. He ain't had no energy, nothing for him. It's crazy.
And stuff like that. So I let him take the high route. I take the low route. I see you November the 14th.
Did Tank just say he'll take the high road? Listen, I promised myself I was gonna stop doing this, but I can't help myself. Tank is in trouble, or in a lot of people's eyes, as far as character, because he had a hit and run. Why you shouldn't be taking the high road, brother? Where was the high road at when you were doing your hit and run? That's all I gotta say. You know, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop one day, but today is not one of those days. Tank Davis, where was the high road, brother? When you wrecked into a pregnant lady? Yeah, you took the high road, all right. You grab your fresh pair of Nikes and pew!
Fuck that. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop they do. We go to prison.
Tank Davis, you were supposed to stay there, man, and provide aid to that woman or do whatever you can. And if you end up going to jail,
fuck that. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop they do. We go to prison.
Whoop-de-doo. What's up, Angie? T. Hill said, he said, hate it or love it. The underdog on top. Shout out to T. Hill. And Pittsburgh T said, size won't matter till he lose with Tank fans. Agreed. They gonna say size don't matter all the way up until the fight. And then if he lose, they're gonna be like, man, he was bigger. I agree with that. 100% Pittsburgh T.
One thing I think you meant the opposite, where you're going to take the high road. But yeah, sure.
The one thing I always like to ask fighters, because this thing is going to be watched by hundreds of millions globally. Jay, give the people one thing that you can guarantee that they're going to get on November 14th when they tune in to Netflix.
Yeah, you're going to see the two biggest fighters in America go head to head with an amazing card. World championship fights back to back, and that's just how the MVP way we do it. And I'm gonna come for a knockout of the year again. I've seen it in my visions. I've seen it.
Yo, what part did he get mad at? What he says, quit saying that? I think because did he say you two champions? Let's go back. I missed it.
He say he paying me and stuff like that, so I let him take the high route. I take the low route. I see you.
Always say I'm gonna let him take the high route. I'm gonna take the low route. Okay, I misheard that. What's good, T Hill?
Yo, what's the deal?
I'm not gonna lie to you, T Hill. It ain't looking good, man. Why do people go in there messing with white Jesus, bro?
Hey, they want to see if the Mickey Fricky walk on water. See if they're gonna have some rain boots, I guess. I don't know, but hey, whatever should happen. There's gonna be a fight, then go in there and fight, man. I don't give a fudge about no NDAs. I'm not signing no NDAs. I'm going in there and I'm going every racist word or comment, every comment that was based on demographic and charged that way, every comment that catered to the fact that you big boy in me, you gonna eat that when I put that leather on you if I'm Tank. And likewise, if he lose, then he just lost. It ain't because he too big or none of that. I mean, you chose to get up in the ring. And like I said, because of that, there ain't no other opponent that should be deemed too big too, because they ain't going to be as big as this ninja will be in that ring. So that's all I got to really say, man. I'm like, I just don't like how standards only apply to certain folk. And, you know, unfortunately, these certain folk have a certain look or a certain allegiance to a certain faction. And it's just mind boggling. But that's the bed we make sometimes. And we got to lie in that bed, boy. So on that note, I'm going to let you go on and cook.
Let me add to that. Let me add further on. What's up, RGM? I'm going to say this. You know how when Will Smith slapped, at the Oscars, Chris
so.
Rock.
That's so.
Remember Denzel? You know, remember Uncle Denzel? You know, he everybody uncle. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what he told? He said, "At your highest moment, the devil comes," or something like that. You know, not to say that Tank is at his highest moment, but he is on top in boxing. I don't feel like he should have took this fight. I feel like I know Lamont is a dangerous fight. I know it's a hard, you know, him and Calvin. I don't know if they're on good notes, but he went to that trainer and what's that dude's name? Man, I'm having a brain fart. The dude in Atlanta. He kind of looked like Nazir Richardson. I forget his name. But
fudge.
What is that guy's name? Mustafa.
Mustafa,
He went to go work with Mustafa, so I don't know what his relationship is like with Calvin. You know, I seen Calvin doing press today. I'm like, wait a minute, Calvin, you're a coach. How you go from coach to media? And then you asking questions you supposed to know being a part of the camp. It's just like, I just face palm like, oh, this is embarrassing. But anyway, besides all that, if he would have fought Lamont Rose, bro, let's say he get TKO'd, he would have got more respect by running the match back and getting TKO'd than Jake Paul. Anything less of a knockout by Tank with Jake Paul is going to stay in his career.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I said this is the fight that he chose to do, and I don't know if this is the fight that honors the promise that he made to Al or not. But clearly, the first sign of him being disinterested was the fact of the first press conference. Sounded like he had to be here, not that he wanted to be there. So, and you know, people asking him to justify something that, you know, he probably ain't even really rocking with. That being the case, he go up in there and spark him, you know, and make the other fights. Because honestly, man, I think that if he's in a better headspace and he's truly focused and driven, that Lamont Roach don't see 9 rounds. That fight don't see 9 rounds. I think he's gonna get rid of him pretty quickly if he's focused and is determined. But if not, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we even see a fight. So I'm hoping to get a gauge after this fight, and I want to see if he really gonna take this fight serious or if he's just following the script.
You know, I had a theory on last episode. I said I don't even think they're gonna get in the ring because the fight is November, right? We at the end of September, so a little bit over a month and a couple weeks. You know, we're gonna get the fight, and it's like, okay, a month and a couple weeks. It's like what is he like? He don't look in good shape to me. He looked like before he started training camp. You know, he don't look, and I'm like, well, this is where I had a brain you know, my brain exploded. I was like, well, wait a minute, how he looks at like before he goes into camp is how he's gonna go into this fight because he's fighting a bigger guy. Because he's not gonna go lose weight and drain down to 135. You know, if anything, he's gonna want to bulk up, kind of like what Bud did, so that he's just not being thrown around by the bigger guy. And I'm like, I don't think that's good. Listen, Tank and Bivol and Brian Norman Jr. to me are the 3 fighters in boxing right now. You know, boxing's a huge sport, but these are the ones that come off of that I've seen, you know, body wise and all that stuff, and I'm able to judge these type of things. They make weight pretty comfortably. They're not killing themselves. They don't need no nutritionist. They walk around at a good weight, and then they cut weight perfectly. They're always on time. It's him, Brian Norman Jr. and Bivol. They're pretty close to their fighting weight or walk around weight, in my opinion.
I agree.
And it's like, why would he jeopardize that by this fight? We always talk about Roy Jones Jr. and the effects of him coming up and then going back down, you know. And it's just like, even if Tank wins, he can still lose in this fight. It's just too much to sacrifice. So, you know how they say all money ain't good money? This is one of those opportunities to show all money ain't good money.
Well, I mean, that's why I made the mention of the comment. That one always struck me odd when they asked him on that interview where he was like, "I had made a promise to Al Heyman." So like whatever that context was, I think it is at play right here. But see, to me, like, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you're well aware, but like most people are not. They judge him harsher than they judge anybody else. They talk about him worse than they talk about anybody else. You got people that say he ain't young. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to fight nobody. He's scared. And I mean, I shudder to believe that any of these fighters are actually scared of the opponent. I don't think that even the look of losing is even that much of a deterrent as people make it out to be. I just think that, for whatever reasons, matches don't get made, and some matches, take longer to get made. That being the case, if there's nothing that is hindering him, I hope that, he gets through this moment and gives us at least 3 of the fights that he should give us. And one of them being the rematch, one of them being Shakur. I would like that last one, if it's only 3, to be Devin Haney. And, go from that point forward, whether or not he chooses to go forward with his career or not. But, I mean, if we don't get it, man, we don't get it. I'm not gonna lose sleep over stuff like that. But I'll tell you what. I think that this is a dangerous line to walk. I mean, hell, anybody can get a punch to land, and a punch from a bigger person can do a lot more effect than people your size. You're absolutely right that he is a little guy and he stays around weight. I don't think that he needs to even balloon up in weight to make this fight, to tell you the truth. Honestly, Jake, not the most fleet of foot. He definitely doesn't have great acumen with using his feet and setting people up. He's not the quickest of hands, so he don't need to be up in there to be as big to try to deliver any kind of punch that's gonna catch him. He'll walk into a punch if it's a legit fight. And that's the biggest thing for me. Will it be a legit fight? Will he be on the take? I know you don't feel that way about Tyson, but I literally saw him in the early round of the fight cock back but not let that bad boy go. And then when he did that, the biting of the gloves incessantly started happening. And I think that a lot of that was just knee-jerk reaction to being frustrated for not being able to do what you as a fighter are conditioned to do. Now, I could be wrong, and I will gladly admit when I am wrong. I just think that, so far, with the exception of maybe the, what's-the-name fight, Fury's brother, I think that every one of them have been scripted. And the people who haven't been scripted or were refused to the script, they didn't make that fight. I think that Hasim Rockman's son was going to go in there and try to hurt that fool. And they didn't want to make that fight.
So, I don't know, because he ended up losing to like a football player the next fight. I think that if I could take a takeaway from Jake Paul and Jalen Love and the boxing minds over there, they know exactly how to make an A-side fight. They know exactly when to pick and choose an opponent, because if you look at them, they always do worse. They always catch him at the perfect time. Canelo was on contract to fight Jake Paul. He lost his next fight. Well, not the next fight, because he beat Skull, but that was an awful.
Well, he lost that fight too, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. He lost that fight.
You had Skull winning?
Yeah, I had Skull. I thought he outpunched him and he outlanded him. I know he's the champion and he's the face, but bro, you get in there to box. If this person is making you miss, making you frustrated, I mean, honestly, if he wasn't so visibly flustered in the ring those last 2 rounds and somewhat of the 9th round, and he actually threw punches, they would have gave him the fight, bro. They would have given him the fight. So it's not out of the stretch to think that, oh, well, he didn't look good against Skull and he didn't land many punches. I mean, so much to the point where he had to feel like he had to justify himself by saying he was scared to fight. He was running. No, Ninja, he was boxing. Get to his ass. Cut that ring off. Let him run into something. Run his ass into something. That was like one of my biggest things, which, a lot of people saying, well, he shouldn't take this fight because all he gonna run. Man, if he gonna run, then run his ass into a punch. That's what you're supposed to do. You're the opponent. And if he ain't cooperating, is he supposed to go up in there and say, here, knock me out? Here, hit me all day? Hell nah. And I don't think that Canelo did a good job of going to Skull and saying, like, yo, you gonna take this one right here. Pause for the pause-worthy ones. But, I got this punch right here ready for you to walk your ass right into it or run your ass right into it. And I don't think, you should be rewarded because of that. The same reason why, I said the same thing with regards to De Los Santos. You can't just sit there stand in the ring and point down and says somebody come here and win around just because you feel like they're not giving you no cooperation. No, you go make his ass cooperate. And that's just me though, Scholar, man. You know, I think a lot of times we go too hard on folks, and you know, it's not easy to be up in that ring. And sometimes the ring ain't always on a level playing field. Sometimes there's some other things that's at play, and you know, they got to fight all of that stuff and public perception just to please people who never gonna be pleased. People never satisfied. And we know this in life with our daily lives. There's some people you know that just never, no matter how good you are, it's just never gonna be good enough. They're gonna always find something else.
If I wasn't scared of copyright, I said I was gonna get that Prince drop for boxing fans. Maybe I'm just like my mother. They're never satisfied, bro, with nothing.
Oh, for sure. But, I feel you.
But I was gonna say this. So with the point you brought up earlier. So check this out to you. So whenever I was in high school, I played baseball, right? And everybody knew I was pretty fast. Well, I ain't gonna say I was extremely fast. I was fast as shit, right? And everybody knew I had speed, right? Because I played every sport. But even in baseball, like I was good at hitting, but then when I came back, I never seen the curveball. It was just straight fastballs. You know, I was like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan struggled because he had left baseball so long. All he seen was straight fastballs as a kid. He didn't know how to address the sinkers and curves and stuff like that. So what I was able to do is come back.
Hold on, bro. Before you continue on, dog, like I know a lot of times people rank on baseball players, but the hardest thing to do in sports is hit a freaking ball from a baseball pitcher.
Oh yeah, that's why if you have a batting average that would be considered low, it's still considered good because the probability of you hitting the ball is crazy. You know, especially whenever they throwing it 100 miles per hour.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but before you continue, bro, I got up on the plate and I'm a lefty, right? So I'm at bat. My homie is a pitcher. He ain't got no kind of gas or nothing special. He just know how to move the ball well. He threw a curveball. I swear to God, that thing was gonna hit me, bro. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep, and that's what it feel like. So check this out, T.O. So I stopped in 8th grade and I didn't play until I think my junior or senior year of high school. So you know, I'd have missed a lot, you know, but I'm smart, you know. I know how to work with what I got, right? So anyway, the one of my little league coaches' son was playing with me, right? So one day I hit a ground ball, bam, I hit it to first base, and the dude, and mind you, I'm fast, but I'm coming off the couch, right? And this is youthful. I'm youthful, you know what I mean? This is prime scholar. This scholar prime right here. You know, Optimus Prime right here. So the
Optimus
pitcher,
Prime is cold. I like that.
The pitcher runs, backhands the ball, right? He backhands the ball while I'm running to first base. Then he runs over to first base and then like just tags me like nothing, bro. And when I tell you, oh my God, T-Hill, that pissed me off so bad, bro. So bad, T-Hill. To know that I'm this a fast elite guy, and this dude is like toy with me, bro. He just grabbed a ball, tap me or whatever. So when I tell you, T-Hill, with that song called Day and Night, every day, bro, I'm killing it. Track everything, killing it. Hitting balls at practice, running to first base, beating them out. When I tell you by the end of the year, T-Hill, they wasn't even able to touch me. I remember one day I literally hit the ball to first base and still got saved. Like I ran it out and me and the dude tied getting to the base and Ty go to the runner. That's how cold I got with the speed. But the point is this, T-Hill, even in my prime, I came back to the sport and reflexes and all that stuff suffered. And this is a younger me with Tyson, bro. Tyson is not the 20-year-old guy. He's not even the guy during COVID. The man that had COVID, you know what I mean? Like, he's not the same guy. I think he just seen opening.
You're right.
He just couldn't get to him, you know? And that's probably what frustrated him. I don't disagree with that, but I don't think that fight was staged. I remember being in the arena and the first round that Tyson had, everybody in there just knew Tyson was for the knockout Jake Paul. Jake Paul was so jittery and so like, oh my God, like I didn't know this old man had it in him. If he could have maintained that for another round, he might have would have got a decision. You know, maybe I don't know how them exhibitions go, but it looked like he was about to knock him out. But I say all to say that.
Nah, you're absolutely right, bro. I'm to further extend upon that point that you made. I think that is what really truly stripped Muhammad Ali of the thing that made him that much more special than everybody else. That time away. And in a sport like this, you can't get it back. It don't come back like that because you're getting hit with people hitting you on your body, your head, the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? After a while, dog, it takes a toll. And when you don't have that thing that separates you, you got to find that ish. Like you said, man, you something that you could clearly do before, that stuff was not even a possibility. Imagine when somebody is banging on you, man, and holding you, clutching you, and you're not used to your timing being as disrupted or allowing for people to touch you, and you're getting touched. That only plays with your body. It plays with your mind, bro. Because he's like, damn, like you said, bro. How the hell nah, dog, not me.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's embarrassing, bro. It brings a maniac out of you working hard. But look, check this out though, Tio. I don't pay attention to stuff like this. Has Tank ever promoted an event like a fight out this far ahead, or is this just some Netflix MVP stuff?
I think the fight with Ryan started because it was so big. They, you know how they did that 3-city tour, and then they went during a week to promote it. They did a 3-city tour like a month out or a month and a half out. But what I have noticed in these last 2 fights that he ain't been doing too much promotion though. Most of the times, you know, he relaxed, fun free, all types of things, man. Got a lot of energy. Like that Roach fight, he had zero energy. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. Yesterday, he definitely didn't look like he wanted to be. He looked disheveled. I didn't see today, but a lot of people said it was much better look for him today than it was yesterday. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. And you know, you getting in the ring, you got to respect the fact that the ring can bear some ugly truths. Some people, man, when they ain't just got it, it look bad in the ring. And you know, I don't want it to go bad for nobody. Especially somebody who has this great talent that he has and can, you know, further cement how great his talent is against other competition. But I don't even know if we see other competition, you know, given how this thing transpires, so to speak. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. Let's get some more of this. Let's go to some more to this.
November the 14th.
One thing
I think you meant the opposite, where you're going to take the high road. But yeah, sure.
The one thing I always like to ask.
That's what I was saying. I thought, like, what? You taking the low road? Huh?
Fighters. Because this thing is going to be watched by hundreds of millions globally. Jay, give the people one thing that you can guarantee that they're going to get on November 14th when they tune in to Netflix.
Yeah, you're going to see the 2 biggest fighters in America go head-to-head with an amazing card. World championship fights back to back to back. And that's just how the MVP way we do it. And I'm going to come for a knockout of the year again. I've seen it in my visions. I've seen it in my manifestation. I'm sleeping this guy and going to create the most viral knockout ever.
Didn't he say the same thing for Mike?
Absolutely said that for Mike. And man, you gonna give me the expound. You was spot on. Ninjas was in that stadium because they wanted to see Mike spark that boy, and that's why people packed in. So, you know, if they want this fight to do well, they need to call up your boy, tell him, hey, look, man, you got to go because you just can't tell me you gonna spark me and we cool. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that it's levels between what you do and what I do. And all these Mickey Frickies got me twisted, and including you. So, especially after the trailer, though, Scholar, the trailer had me to the point where I wanted to get in the ring with him with my out of shape ass. Throw one punch, because I'm just as big as that nigga. I want to land one now. I ain't in no shape.
Angie said, stop saying that. I think she talking about Mickey Freaking.
Oh, Mickey Freaking, my bad. My bad.
No, hold on, Angie. This is a kid show. We can't be out there, it's a family show. We can't be out there just cussing.
Fuck that. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison.
Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. I swear. Hold on. Let me get back.
Yeah, well, I got mad respect for the queens. They be holding it down up in here, so I'm gonna do better. If what that lady say on the show, if you knew better, you do better. I'm gonna do better.
Angie's the MVP, man. She always support.
Tank, same question. When those hundreds of millions of people tune in to Netflix to watch this fight, give me something you can guarantee that they're going to get.
Oh, she said she was repeating Tank. Yeah, Tank was saying, "No, stop saying that." Oh, yeah, she did put quotations. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. He was talking about champions on the card, and I think that triggered Tank because Jake ain't no champion. Yeah.
Well, that's why I think there might be another fight because he promised 4, and Jake ain't no champion like you said. So there got to be one more match probably to be soon announced. Hopefully, it's the Lucas Body one versus what's her name?
Yo, quick side note. So I'm gonna hurry up and get this out the way because I wanna put my kid to sleep, and I'm gonna go on a movie date. We're gonna go watch him. And I want to give a review on him. Have you seen the movie yet?
No, unfortunately, I haven't, man. So you're going to be giving me a review, too. I'm going to determine whether or not I should check it out.
Yo, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I'm kind of, at this point, I'm kind of, with the Peele guy, the Jordan Peele guy, it's like, man, come on, bro. Jordan Peele, he keep trying to recreate Get Out, bro. And I already know, listen, I know I'm gassing myself up. I know this movie for to be trash, bro. But I'm going to go watch it and give an honest review on it, and just for, for shits and giggles. But that's going to be the 9-boxing episode. I asked everybody what should my next live be about, and they all put boxing. It's like, bro, come on, man. Why y'all keep doing this? I feel like Tank, how you say Tank was disinterested? Bro, I can't do boxing every day, man. I'm not showbiz. I ain't showing up in no taco hat.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Hey, shout out to tacos. Taco Tuesdays, dog.
Yo, that's
but I
crazy.
feel you, bro. Nah, you should definitely do the reaction to it, the review.
Yeah, we're doing a non-boxing live today. We're gonna cook on a bunch of different topics, man. I just feel like doing it, bro. I feel like you know how Bud be switching the ring when he feel it. I know Diddy, but we finna switch it up over here.
See,
what Lil Wayne said, I just switch it up like Dennis Rodman don't.
Hey, shout out to the masterpiece, my main man Picasso.
That's Unc right there. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, Hill. You and Picasso, man. Listen, no Diddy, man. Everybody over here should feel safe when y'all in the building, man. Picasso be kicking tree stumps and shit on his panel. You go to his panel, he just ramming his head into a wall or to harden up his soft spot from a baby. Shout out to Uncle Picasso.
Damn. Yeah, man. Well, shit. I better stop talking heavy around Picasso. I don't want him to go give me the juggernaut treatment.
Shout out to Ugg, man. Let's get some more then.
You know that? Just excitement. That's what I bring to the sport. Excitement. That's why I'm the one that doing the most at the gate.
And that's why I respect Tank. That's why this is amazing. He's a showman. He's a G. He's got his aura, his swag, his fans. I really respect him for taking this fight. Look at what, Floyd Mayweather did. He fought Conor McGregor, who was like the same weight. This is the most risky fight that Gervonta could take in the boxing. He actually has the balls and he's putting it on the line. And it's a much tougher fight than Floyd had against Conor in a crossover fight like that. So respect to him. It's going to be a show, and we can talk our shit at the end of the day, but people are going to tune in and we're both going to show out and someone's getting put to sleep.
This is really scripted. Like you really going off of something, huh? You see how you just threw that out there, Floyd, so I get this. Y'all might not catch it, but right. Okay.
I mean, I caught it, Tank. I was for to break it down. Let's see what you guys say about it.
Hey, my nigga, Tank is the king of fragmented sentences. That boy don't never finish that thought. He wants you to
start it. You're like, you see, cause that what I be. Remember when that's what yeah, man. All right.
Fill in the blank.
Somebody named Coon, bro, pulled up. This is hilarious. Coon said 200 million a piece is wild for Jake versus Tank. That's crazy. Somebody said boxing is scripted, and I said it's hard to script boxing. It's hard to script boxing, bro, because you gotta consider what you're saying, bro. You're saying that another human being, right? And then let me give you context, right? It's a crypto. So if you walk into your local boxing gym, there's stories about this at Kronk. When Emmanuel Stewart would walk in, they was trying to knock each other out. Could show out in front of Emmanuel Stewart, bro. You have people in there in the boxing gyms that treat that like a 12-round championship fight. I bullshit you not. You know, even it don't matter if you went 4 rounds, they get in there, especially if you got a name, they try to knock you out. No way, bro. John Jones has stories about how a dude caught him in sparring and hit him really hard, and he was like, "Are you okay?" Sent him out the gym and never worked with him again because people be trying to get reputation in the gym. Look at Charlie Z. Charlie Z has a career of being a 1-minute fighter where he'll put gloves on a random stranger, tell him they're gonna do some light sparring, and then just haul off and just try to knock him out on camera. Like people, the male ego is a real thing, and it takes place. That's why people try to do it where it don't even count, right? So if you take that and then you put people's families watching, their loved ones watching, a bunch of pressure, it's hard for me to believe that somebody will go in there, take punches to the head, and just allow you to do something and them not try to do anything. So a lot of times when fights are fixed, they're obvious. There's this guy, I can't even remember his name now. He's an Australian dude, but there was a clear fixed fight, and the guy took a dive. He didn't even land a punch on him, and he was like, "Stop bullying! There's nobody in here more pissed off than me." So it's like boxing is a sport where if it's scripted, it would be obvious to me. Because I would see, oh, that punch didn't even land. The dude definitely or Mike Tyson, not Frank Bruno, what's his name? Bruce Sheldon. That Bruce Sheldon threw that fight. You remember how he got up and he was all wobbly and looking at the referee? Mike Tyson landed a punch, but it wasn't solid enough to get that type of reaction from him. He just wanted out of the fight. It was obvious, you know. So it just be obvious to me, especially looking back and, you know, with the ability that we have with replays and slow motion and stuff. It would be hard to stage a fight, you know what I mean? And then convince another man against his will and pride to go in there and just, okay, so like picture being that guy. Because, you know, stuntmen in movies, they take a little bit of the blunt of the stunt, but they're not taking flush shots to the face. So to tell another man, like, look, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Don't do anything. Just stand there. It's like, nah, I don't see nobody going through with that.
What did you say? What did you say? I don't
Nothing.
know.
She said we caught it, so we on the same page.
Alicia, same thing. What can you guarantee that people are going to get when they tune in November 14th and watch this fight?
What you're gonna get is action-packed. Y'all know I love to fight. You know I love to punch on somebody. And the fact that I get an extra minute to punish Layla, I love that. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna eat that. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here
Okay,
again.
I see what they're doing. You remember B3 asked earlier why they put them as the co-main. They're trying to build Alicia as a star in boxing to get her a dance partner, but they're also trying to promote 3-minute rounds in boxing. See, I didn't know that they were.
Hey, that's why I
around.
F with you, Scholar, because you actually can read through the bullish, dog. Facts.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
And this is what I do. I've been boxing since the age of 8 years old. I don't do this. There's no hobby for me. This is what I do, and I love what I do.
Laylo, same thing. What can you guarantee the fans are going to get when they tune in November 14th?
They're going to see why we deserve to do 3-minute rounds and why we belong here. And I'm going to show them as well why I belong here on this stage. So I'm very excited to have also an extra minute to punch Alicia in the face.
That, of course, goes.
She's nervous. She ain't never been in nobody. She's never been in the ring with somebody like me. I'm going to give her a real good seasoned ass whooping. A little different over here.
Shout out to Alicia. Hey, Alicia, we will never forget, you know, not what you did in the ring, but that Adrian Broner said, she can't ride the dick. No, just play. You know, it's really crazy when AB said that. I just knew she was finna say something. She didn't say nothing. I'm like, damn, AB must really do got the tape. She ain't never respond to AB, you know, but shout out to Alicia.
She came, man, because anything incriminates her in that moment. She knew somebody, whoever was behind her A&R or P&R, they say, hey, look, don't reply because replying is incrimination.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's what you get.
Some season. We put season over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That Lowry's, baby. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Like, hey, nothing like a little fresh racism to say. That's what I'm talking about. You heard what she said. We season our meat over here, girl. We use that lard. Shout out to Alicia.
Shout out to Bomb.
I'm telling you, Miami, you better get your tickets. It's going down on Netflix November 14th. I know there are members of the media here. They want to ask questions. We have 2 mics, one here down front. We just asked that.
You know, I got a question. You know, that just popped in my head. You know, thinking out loud. Why does Jake Paul always fight in non-Vegas places? Is he banned in Vegas or something?
Who that? No, it's not.
Because remember, he fought Mike Tyson in Dallas, Texas, and now he's for to fight Tank Davis in Florida, which I thought it was originally supposed to be in Atlanta. Why is Vegas always, if it's considered the fight capital, why is that always off the table for Jake Paul? Did Jake Paul do something so egregious that Vegas banned him? You know, I remember Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis was supposed to be in Vegas, but Mike Tyson bit Lennox Lewis at the press conference, you know?
Yeah.
And then Memphis had to pick it up. But I don't understand why he doesn't, his refusal to not want to go to Vegas. It's kind of weird to me.
He might not have a good working relation with Vegas as well, too, man. You know, and then, you know, Vegas pride themselves as a boxing mecca. They might not view this as boxing, bro. Just to be 100% honest, unless it's
good point, Karma. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. That makes sense. So she said Vegas won't commission freak shows. It don't make sense, but it do make sense. It don't make sense that Vegas is like a whore. You know, they do everything. Like the mob is synonymous with Vegas. You know what I mean? Corruption is synonymous with Vegas. Floyd moved to Vegas to not only be the king of boxing as far as judging, and you know, he got his personal ref now that he retired, but he moved to Vegas of all places. Vegas is so crazy to me that like they will try to have standards. Well, Mike Tyson, we were going to show your fight, but we cannot show it now because you bit Lennox Lewis, and that is where I draw the line. It's like, all right, well, you finna miss out on this money. Like, it's so crazy to me that sometimes they'll do that. Like they even took Mike. Huh?
No, go ahead. I'll say it afterwards.
They even took Mike Tyson's license and didn't want to give him back his license, even though boxing was suffering when Mike Tyson wasn't in the ring. So it's just crazy to me that they will draw the line at events like this. Like, there's no way. Like y'all have prostitution that's legal in Vegas. Y'all literally have freak shows in Vegas.
For sure. But it's did the Mayweather McGregor fight happen in Vegas?
That's a good question. I don't know where. I'll look it up real quick. I don't know where that fight happened.
Because if so, then it got to be extremely lucrative. But I think that they pride themselves on being the boxing mecca, and they probably just don't view what he do as boxing. They probably view it as a sideshow, and you know, it's kind of masquerading as boxing. And some people are allowing him to do this. But like to this point, this will be his few. I mean, well, I guess you could consider Tyson, but real true.
It was in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena.
Yep. So I think that it's just the scope. If the scope is big enough, then they'll do it. But if not, then hell. And it was Mayweather, man. Mayweather was boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? Neither one of these people are boxing when you think of them. Hell, you still think of either Canelo or Mayweather. But when you think of boxing, you ask anybody in the street who you know that's boxing, they'll say Mayweather. They'll say Canelo. You get a couple that may say Tank. Say some other folks, but hell, right now they ain't screaming it like it's unanimous. So I think that they probably couldn't sanction the bout, and they're trying to make it a sanctioned bout.
Would you please introduce yourself and ask your questions to the fighter?
What you doing down there?
Javante, how you doing?
Is that Aiden Ross? I think that's Aiden Ross. That
is definitely Aiden Ross.
Okay,
he's a big time player in this stuff too.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy. And that's Jalen Love right there.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Javante, you know I fuck with you. I fuck with you heavy, Javante, but I want to side bet you. I got Jake winning.
We already side betted though.
We already did. What was the bet?
200.
Let's go 250.
Let's go 500.
No, hell no. See, Jake, that's what Jake. Come on. Wow.
Why do they do this? Why do they do the side betting? Like, there's no way to secure it. It's just word of mouth. Like, bro, secure that bet. $250,000. Aiden Ross be gambling like a mud, bro. How much money is YouTube paying that dude, bro? That's a crazy. Unless they just got a gambling addiction, bro. That is a lot of, bro. I wouldn't bet that much money on Michael Jordan in the finals. Bullshit, bro. I could become a billionaire. I could win the lottery, become a billionaire tomorrow. There's no way I'm betting that much money on some uncertainty and some mess. And then it's like they're not even good gamblers because you bet $250,000 to win $250,000. Why not just take 10 to 20,000, spread it out, and put it on every single possibility so that you for sure could win? Like, dude, it's just like maybe they're just bad at math. I don't know.
Jake, y'all are making $50 million for this on Netflix. I can't do it. You split the bet with me, 250, 250.
Easy. Let's make it $1 million.
Whoa.
Let's make it 2.
Jake.
Oh, they just talking now. Let's make it $1 million. So you getting $50 million a piece, and y'all finna bet $2 million of that on the win. Like, come on, bro. And it's an exhibition. I mean, if y'all don't stop, bro. Who y'all fooling, bro?
Let's make it 2.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Jake, $1 million.
2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Right here, 2 mil. Go ahead.
Jake,
Easy work, bro.
2 mil?
Get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
Bro, why do they do this? This is so stupid to me. Listen, this is one YouTuber to another. The most popular YouTuber out there is not Jake Paul. It's Mr. Beats. Mr. Beats has had Jake Paul, and I believe Aiden Ross too, and Kasanak and a bunch of other people on his show as well, right? And on his show that he has now, the reality show, is kind of like Survivor, the show. And you see people do weird things for money, you know? You see people backstab each other, go back on their word. What the hell is a handshake on the stage gonna do? So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Tank knock out Jake Paul. And he said, look, you knocked me out. I ain't paying you. What are they going to do? Go to the courtroom and show them shaking hands on stage, lock it in the bet, and vice versa. Let's say Jake Paul knocks out Tank, and Tank waking up in the ring, and he say, Tank, this might be a bad time now that you're waking up, but you still owe me $3 million. Who's going to enforce the payment of that? Like, it's just stupid. It's a waste of time, waste of breath. You know, if it's for the show, then let it be for the show. But all this, let me lock you in, a handshake. Man, come on, bro. This ain't the 1950s, bro. Nobody's spitting in their hand and honoring their word or cutting their hand and making blood oaths anymore. Like, this is stupid.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my.
$2 million.
Yes,
$2
sir.
million.
Hey. Wow. Javante, another question for you. Does the size matter in the gloves, and does the size matter in the weight? Are you worried about the weight at all? Are you worried about the size of the ounce of the gloves?
Bro, why are you asking a man whose name is on the contract the size and gloves matter, bro? They already agreed upon it in the contract. So obviously he doesn't think it matters. It's like a rhetorical question, but go ahead, Aiden Ross. It's your show.
You worried about that at all?
No. I'm not really worried about that.
Okay, well, we got 2 mil, Jake, so now I need you to fucking win this shit.
Let's go, baby. I'm knocking him out. Aiden, I got us, bro.
You got us?
2 mil. What are we gonna buy?
What
are we gonna buy?
We could buy matching Bugattis. Well, not that much. We could buy matching something. Very cool. Yo, bend it down. What you got?
What are we gonna buy with this money? I don't even know. I'm so rich, right? I don't know what to do with it. Got so much money, I don't even know what to do with it, dude. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. How did Aiden Ross get popular? Because anybody answer that in the chat? What is he famous for? What does he do? Like, that whole generation, like, at least Kai Cenat got some skits from his living room. Those skits with Kai from the living room. What does Aiden Ross actually do? Drake has been over there. Rick the bass. Everybody has been over there, and I don't know what he does. They can't even tell me what he actually does. You know, he the male Kim Kardashian. No Diddy.
Bet 50 with me, Ben. I got Jake. All right, let's lock. You want to lock? 50K. Let's shake on it.
Why won't we just do the 250 and then we do the 2 million?
Yeah, I'm only betting 250. I'll bet 50 with you.
There you go. Appreciate it. I like it.
No,
And
no, you bet, motherfucker. How much you want to bet? You. How much you want to bet?
I'm betting that you guys put on the biggest event of the year.
No, let's bet.
I'm not betting.
It's crazy to me that Tank Davis is getting 50 million, and out of that 50 million, he got to pay taxes and sparring partners and all this other stuff, and he trying to give away the money on potentially winning. If you win, bro, that's it's gonna boost you. You don't have to bet everybody in the building, and then the odds is bet the money to lose the money. That's why I say, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know about people in math, man. Shout out to math. Shout out to math. Shout out to math, man. You know, and if you lose the money, take.
Fuck that. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison.
Whoop-de-doo. If you lose all, that's crazy. That's crazy, all the bets.
This your guy.
I'm not betting on the fight.
This your guy.
I'm not betting on the fight.
No.
by the way, for people who are talking, that's Tank talking to Nikisa Badari, of course, one of the co-founders of MVP.
That's a guy.
All right, over here. Go ahead.
Jorge Alonso, BroBible.com. This is for Tank. Tank, you've talked about his inexperience and you've called him a clown. Are you taking him to?
Wait a minute. That's Derrick James. Everybody see Derrick James in the building? Oh, Alicia. Okay. I didn't make the connection at first. I'm like, what Derrick James? I forgot. Okay, yeah, he training Alicia. Shout out to Derrick James.
Seriously in this fight?
For sure. You're the bigger guy. Look at him. I got to take him serious. Won't you? Facts.
So you do have, you could win $2 million in this bet. What are you buying with those $2 million?
2 million? I don't know. I can't even say because motherfuckers gonna hate me for it. So I'm gonna chill. I might donate it.
Are you more excited now that you
Whoa. Hold him up. Flag. Whoop-de-doo. Hold up. Flag on the play. Gervonta Tank Davis said people gonna get mad about the money that he made and sweated for and bled for, which, you know, I kind of had a conversation about that earlier. I feel like them are self-hating people that just look at him with his money. You know, you always ask somebody, a good way to ask somebody, you know, a question that, well, let me say this. You'll never meet a shortage of experts online and in person, right? They know how to manage your money better than their own. You look at their regular life and they're living check to check, but then, you know, you ask them, what should I do in my life? Man, do what you should do with their money. Take a little bit, you invest in Robinhood, you know, buy you some stocks on that. Then you take the other 10%, you go to the gas station. You know, it's a dude that wash windows there, you know, it's a lucrative business, you know, and then it's an antique shop. Like they got a whole plan for your money and managing it, but won't manage their own, you know. So that was the conversation, the crust of the conversation that I had about Tank Davis before today's episode. But him saying that he might donate the money is not only, I feel like, complete cap, but also, why would you donate it? You're taking this money and, you know, some would say tarnishing your legacy because you don't need this fight. A lot of people look at you as like the face of boxing. Is you, Canelo, Anthony Joshua. Know how to bring in a crowd and y'all are like stars. Y'all have that appeal that can reach beyond boxing. So you fighting Jake Paul kind of stains that as far as the purist is concerned, you know, and I feel like it's all risk, no reward. I don't think the money is worth it, especially going up in weight and then gaining this weight for this fight and then taking punishment and then coming back down to 35. That's what Roy Jones did, and it didn't turn out good for Roy Jones. But everybody's not taking it and applying that to this situation because they feel like it's an exhibition. But regardless of all that, you make the money, you bled for the money, you sweat for the money, it's your money. You know, the reason you're taking this fight is because of the money. Why would you then make all of these bets to give away the money? And then if you possibly win the money, you're just going to donate it to charity anyway. Like, like that was, not going to lie, that one kind of blew my mind right now. That's crazy work.
This bet with a $2 million bet?
2 million, I'm not donating 2 million. I come from the hood.
Okay. Listen, this is my first time watching it. At least he clarified it later in statements after that. Okay, no, donating $2 million is crazy. Out of a $50 million purse, allegedly. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you gonna donate $2 million and get 48, and out of that 48, you got to pay the taxes like you got 50 million. You know what I mean? It don't make any sense.
Not doing that. I'll give some, but I ain't doing 2 million. I ain't that damn rich.
Oh my God. Next question.
Jaco here. Danny with MMA Junkie. Last time you were on Netflix, some people were disappointed with your showing against Mike Tyson. What can we expect in this?
Yo, Rolly, is that Rolly? That got to be Rolly. Is that Rolly? Somebody let me know if that's Rolly, the greatest boxer of all time. That like Rolly. I'm glad he asked this question too. By the way, I don't know the answer. Let's see what he said.
This fight would it look a lot different than that fight against Mike Tyson? If you can explain kind of what happened there.
Yeah, you have to understand Mike's one of the greatest, heavyweights of all time. I was outside of my weight class. This is going to be completely different. I'm going to be faster with more knockout power against this guy. So don't blink. It's going to be a knockout.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? One more time. Run that back, Jake.
Question.
Jaco here. Danny with MMA Junkie. Last time you were on Netflix, some people were disappointed with your showing against Mike Tyson. What can we expect in this fight? Would it look a lot different than that fight against Mike Tyson? If you can explain kind of what happened there.
Yeah, you have to understand Mike's one of the greatest, heavyweights of all time. I was outside of my weight class. This is going to be completely different. I'm going to be
completely outside of your weight class. What weight class are you? Cruiser? It's not a lot of big weight difference between cruiserweight and heavyweight. What are you talking about? Completely outside of his weight class is crazy. Especially fighting a man that's almost 60 years old. That's crazy, man. I had to run that back to make sure I heard that right. That's insane. That is claim. Let me put y'all comments on the screen. What do you want my next line about? Interesting. You between do and one. What? Insert the you between do and one. Oh my God, it's always some grammar police in the house. What do you want my next line to be about? Good luck. And then he said, another clown show. Congratulations. Let me put you in timeout. Let me show you what the power that I got to do over here. I could put you in timeout just for being an idiot. Just for being an idiot around scholars. Check that out. Bam. I see you to the twilight zone, for a little bit.
faster with more knockout power against this guy. So don't blink. It's going to be a knockout.
You said what?
Next question here.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Rashad West with Remix Sports Media. My question is for both Jake and Tank. All right, so Drake is known for dropping $1 million bets on fights like this. If he decides to place another bet on this Netflix matchup on November 14th, why should he put it on you, and what do you say?
Why would you bring up Drake? This is how you know this is a YouTube event. First off, Drake has the worst track record of any entertainer in the business. And I'm talking about if I was a soccer team and Drake picked me to win, I would fake an injury during the game just to stall out the inevitable. Drake's track record is horrible. I'm talking like if you just go down the pick, his picks is almost worse than Stephen A. Smith's, as far as picking a winner. Stephen A. Smith in the finals of basketball had at least 7 straight wrong. And it's only 2 teams. That just show you how horrible he is at commentating and picking sports. But Drake is awful at picking professional events. So why would they even bring? Well, Drake normally puts money on it. Who would you tell Drake to put money on? Like, what kind of internet question? That's crazy, bro. I know it's an internet fight. I know that. I know you don't smoke weed. I know this, but I'm gonna get you out of that. Now, I already know what this is, but golly, man, come on. Y'all are the people that are there are supposed to be journalists, man. This the questions y'all come up with. Get some hard stuff like the Mike Tyson question that he answered. That's a good question. What's up, T?
What's up, Scholar, man? I hope your boy getting knocked through the ropes, man. I'm sick of him and his fans, bro. He gotta have the worst fans. The guys like the guy who got a nickname trying to militarize weapon, which clearly ain't no weapon, that's running from stuff. I hope he gets knocked through the rings. Can't stand him or his fans because they always run around. This is the thing, Scholar. They always run around trying to tell people how much they don't know about boxing. And what is this? What are we like? What is this? We got YouTubers, and on top of this, this goes to show boxing too because they got YouTubers doing questions in the middle of this stuff. You got Aiden Ross and these clowns doing like stuff that they should have had a live stream and did this if this is what they wanted to do. Like this don't make
That
no
is
sense.
actually a good point. Like, if that would have been a requirement of mine, if I was Tank Davis, I would have told Jake Paul that he had to live stream this from his audience and all of them as well. Aiden Ross, why are you calling in the big dogs if they're not streaming it? Even have Kai Cenat.
Yeah, they could have had it on Aiden Ross because, like, Aiden Ross does kick, right? So most people who don't do watch kick or do kick, they don't know nothing about that shit. But that's where he make all his money. Him and Mr. Beast and all of them cats, even Charleston White to a degree. That's why he get his channels taken down and he really don't care because he make all that money through kick, through the advertising. But point being, if that's what they wanted to do, they should have streamed all this crap. They could have streamed it on either Mr. Beast or Aiden Ross and whatever in the network. And a lot of them cats is like, Aiden Ross and Mr. Beast have a lot of dudes that are signed up under them. And you'll be surprised, like, the levels, amount of people that are signed up under their little agencies. It'll really blow your mind if you really do some research into that craziness. But either way, my point is like, this whole thing this thing got so far away from boxing. The people that are purists that always try to argue people down that they don't know enough about boxing, and they're looking at Tank, they don't know what they're looking at. They look crazy right now, bro. They look like complete fucking idiots right now.
Hey, that's another good point, Pittsburgh team. Because, you know, somebody asked me, Scholar, why are you covering this event? And everybody already know how I ain't finna have no fake outrage over no event. You know, it's fighting, and especially if you bored that day, you go tune into the fights. You know, I watched Pro Box. Some of the fighters, I didn't even know who was on Pro Box, the names of them, but I watched it because it was fighting, and it was on Wednesdays. They was giving us fighting on Wednesdays, you know? So it's fight. You know, it's an event, and I want to know the outcome. I watch Freak Show now. Ain't no Freak Show now. What Charleston White say? You little freak? Yeah, ain't no Freak Show, bro. Like, you know, especially like I said, I went to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. But you made a really, really great point. I don't know why they would call in favors from their friends and their friends not streaming. It's like, well, how is this going to get to your audience? They would only know that you were at the event if they were watching the Netflix event, right? But if you stream it, they will know exactly where you are. You're promoting my event. Help me. You know what I mean? Like, that is a great point.
Yeah, they could have just did a day. They could have did a day on a Monday or whatever day they wanted to do. And they could have just streamed the shit. Like, I think Tank was on one of them guys to stream when the build up between him and Ryan. You know, they were going back and forth. I think Kai Cenat was on there, and they didn't even know who the hell the guy was when he was talking about Tank. They didn't even know who the hell he was when he was on the stream, and they made the same thing, like a bet or something crazy. But either way, they streamed that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's stream Ryan Garcia versus Tank, but just let this be for the Netflix show only. That's crazy.
Netflix, and that's a derelict of Netflix too, because Netflix kind of fell off too because they got two CEOs now. I kind of follow them a lot, and they've been doing some dumb shit anyways. They should have had the streamers involved in this. If this is an online thing and you're only on your online platform, I have no idea why they didn't sign some kind of exclusive deal with the Aiden Ross or Mr. Beast or one of them guys going to pick up the content and stream it to their followers to get people hyped. It's like a low bar of entry just to give them access and to have the fighters go over there. It costs you nothing. You know, they can do the stream from anywhere. So I don't even know why they didn't.
I'm also noticing a little civil war that they got going on between the YouTubers, right? Like Jake Paul, I think the reason he had these people here is because Mr. Beats was at Bud versus Canelo ringside. And, you know, they even had like a thing where Mr. Beats got punched in the stomach by Mike Tyson, like to sell the fight, you know, sell that fight, Bud Crawford and them. So the gimmick with Mr. Beats being there, I think there's a little civil war between YouTubers that nobody picked up on. I see it with Netflix.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I just hope he get knocked out, bro. Hope he get knocked out by the Bernard Hopkins style, dog. That's all I'm looking for, man. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
even
hold on,
care. I'm a
brother. Hold
straight
on, brother.
hater
You
on
can't
this.
be rooting against that black man, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't Black History Month, so I ain't got to root for him. He can get knocked out all he want to. It ain't gonna cost me nothing. He's just gonna be a meme. That's the other part of this. When you get something happen to you bad on Jake Paul, you instantly become a meme. So, brother, we gonna see all these tank people when he lose. We're gonna hear what they say then, man. Was it worth it? How great it is. You got to take the money and all of that. We gonna see.
Damn, cold world.
To the fans who follow those bets and might wager on this fight themselves.
Who you talking to?
To Tank and Jake, both of y'all.
What you say again? I'm sorry.
If Drake was to bet on this fight, why should he bet on you?
Yo, that man got a Dennis Rodman shirt on.
Drake.
Oh, Drake.
Drake.
Why am I not surprised the dude with the Dennis Rodman shirt asked a question about Drake?
What you mean? Why wouldn't you bet on me?
That's what I'm saying. You let me know.
Come on, man. You from Miami?
Yeah, born and raised.
I know.
Yeah.
You just came in here.
Yeah.
You just came in, right?
What you mean?
You just walked in here.
Nah, I've been here.
This your first fight?
No, this is my first.
That's what he was like. No, I've been here. Yeah, he's like, bro, you don't know boxing, basically. You know, but you just came in here. Like he's sunning him, saying that was a dumb question, which essentially is what I said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. The question you asked.
In other words, he's saying you should know who he is. That's why he would put money down on.
Well, no, y'all know who he is.
Nah. Huh?
Let's get to the next
question. So much shit in the back. What you want to do?
How you doing? Evan Golden, Golden TV. Jake, quick question. Much respect for everything you've done in the ring, but also outside the ring, your Boxing Bullies charity. I wanted to bring that up because to me it's kind of synonymous with your journey. It's kind of mirroring how you're kind of always having to defeat the odds, kind of, fight back. Is that kind of you see your pathway kind of similar to your kind of mission in your charity with Boxing Bullies?
Yeah, 100%. Life is a fight, in and outside of the ring, and we have to fight for the kids out there. We have to get these kids motivated, get them in the right programs, get them in boxing gyms, get them healthy, get them.
Yo, hey Pittsburgh, bro. How could they listen, Pittsburgh? I don't know you definitely watched the Fresh Prince. There was an episode on the Fresh Prince where Carlton was trying to go hang out in the hood, and then they just left him there. And when they came back, Carlton had fit in. And Jazz was like, and Will was like, "Tell me I'm dreaming, Jazz." And he was like, "I don't know, man. I'm starting to like him too." That's not, bro. That's how I feel about Jake Paul. Anybody like the naysayers, bro? How could you not like this dude, bro? This man talk about. I just talked about the other day how grassroots is where boxing is suffering. They always talk about the amateur program. They always talk about what we need a one organization in boxing. All of this stuff, right? That's been tried before. The one thing they never talk about is grassroots. They never talk about the gyms that are closing down, the availability of joining boxing. There are people out there who absolutely love boxing. They could potentially be next Terrence Bud Crawford. But you know what? Access to gyms. They don't have access to gyms. They're in a place where boxing's not super popular, football is, or whatever the case may be. So the person that could potentially be the boxing star never gets his entry. And then there was a time where Emmanuel Stewart used to have a bus, even when he was a Hall of Fame trainer, making millions of dollars training champions, he still made it a point to go back to his hoods and pour back into his community so that he could find the next Thomas Hearns, so that he could find or whatever. Even if he didn't, create stars, he built the character up for people to just go into their regular work life, their regular work life where they was like, had the confidence for being in the ring and testing themselves, the truth chamber. So shout out to Jake Paul for doing the very thing that I say. Listen, they said Turkey is the savior of boxing and all this old crazy stuff. And even though his promotion is whack, his events be whack and all that other stuff, right? Jake Paul is great at promoting. He bring $1 million paydays to women boxing. He put women boxing on the map, and then he talking about the grassroots. So he expanded this as far as the casual grasp of the sport, where people will normally be watching boxing that wouldn't. He's expanding this as far as creating $1 million markets and paydays for women's boxing, and he's investing back into the youth. how could you not like Jake Paul? That's the question I got for the people that's hate. At this point, it's just pure hate. The man can't be bad for the sport, right? Because if Gervonta Tank Davis wouldn't have fought Jake Paul, he would have just fought somebody else that wasn't Lamont Roach. And Jake Paul's not at fault for that. He actually brought it up in the press conference.
Bro, at this point, Jake Paul is everything right with boxing, and Devontae Davis, unfortunately, is everything wrong with boxing. I mean, it's just a stark difference. It ain't even that hard to draw a straight line. Anybody who can't see that, that's just what they want to see. From him making sure that people getting paid to give him access, to even these platforms that he has access to that nobody else has access to. So, in all of this stuff that people were saying that he guy's not a boxer, I guess he a boxer now and he's fighting their favorite fighter. I guess he a boxer now. And I guess he a boxer because they say Tank got to take the fight because you got to take that money. So, okay, cool. Tank has to take the fight because he got to take the money. What is Jake Paul supposed to do? He's supposed to say, nope, I don't want the money. I can't fight that guy. I want to fight him. No way. It just don't make no sense, man. So I hope the dude gets stretched.
Hey, like I said, man, I be calling Jake Paul White Jesus, bro. I'm only half serious when I call him that. You know, I mean, half playing when I call him that, because if you look at what he's doing for the sport of boxing, how could you consider this bad for boxing? How is this hurting boxing? How? I don't know how you can spin this into a bad thing. Like you just said, Jake was looking for opponents. Tank accepted. Tank is the one that's supposed to be the purist and all this other stuff. Jake never claimed to be any of that. Jake Paul is a YouTube person that took boxing serious, which is like I said, bro. Like, how could you not like this guy, right? So you have a guy, right, who's already a millionaire, who fought on the Mike Tyson undercard and stretched Nate and made him a meme. He didn't have to. He could have continued YouTube. You could make an argument that boxing is hurting Jake Paul's YouTube career because he's not able to do the same content, do the wacky stuff or whatever, because he got to focus on boxing and hone in. So if he made that sacrifice, which is what most boxers make, they make sacrifice. They sacrifice friendships, parties, etc. How can he not deserve respect from you? And then, like I said, the way he's moving in boxing, the man talk about youth. He talk about his program. He talk about all of this stuff. Tank ain't got none of these programs. Canelo ain't got none of these programs. As much as they say Canelo's the face of boxing, he's carrying the sport. How many gyms do Canelo got open? Canelo could even go open a beef shop in Mexico so that they don't get clenbuterol in their meat if he really wanted to. He got that much money. But is he doing any of that? No. That man last fight was Terrence Bud Crawford, which was supposed to be a cherry pick. So, like I said, he said, I don't agree with you. So which part do you disagree with? And if you want to formally disagree with me, go to my community tab, hit the link, pull up, and voice your opinion instead of just being heavy-handed in the chat. So here we go.
In their right mindset, and boxing has done all of that for me, giving me this discipline, and I've been fighting for everything I've had in my life, and so I just hope to be an inspiration for the next generation to show them that they can accomplish anything in their wildest dreams. I'm a kid from Ohio, and sitting here, it's still surreal to me every single day, and I'm very blessed. Thank you, God, and thank you to my fans and everyone who supported me.
Yeah, and I appreciate you with that charity. It does so many amazing things.
He for sure paid him to ask that question. For sure. He looked like he paid him. Look.
The media doesn't cover the good things, and sometimes you have to spotlight that out. You got to give back. You got to give to get. Maybe you should take a lesson from him.
You think he paid him, Pittsburgh Chief?
Bro, that was his retort. How about he say, look, I do this, that, and the third? That's what he should have said. He should have said, hey, he does that. This is what I do. Why he ain't say that? Because he don't do nothing? Is that could be what it is?
Yeah, that's crazy work.
I don't have to talk about the shit I do.
Alvin, go
That's
ahead.
not nothing to talk about.
All right, this question is for Jake Paul. What up, bro?
What up?
Wait, hold up. Pittsburgh Chief said he ain't got to talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be the idea that.
Fact.
I
I ain't got
that.
to. I don't even want to talk. I do so much. Listen, one thing I've never met in my entire life, Pittsburgh Chief, on the internet and in person, is a millionaire who don't stop talking about all the stuff they do for poor folks. They lead with that. They lead with that. They be like, man, I got so many organizations. I give back to this. I seen an episode of Jubilee where they had a millionaire on there, and the millionaire was talking about how much he gave back and how many charities and organizations he gave for, and he made his fortune off of a law firm and stuff like that. They always talking about their philanthropy. Like it's like a speech. Like I always talk about with fighters before the fight. I'm the best shape of my life. You know, I've never been in this type of shape. You know, even when I was younger in my prime, this is the best camp I've ever had. No injuries. You know, God, this is my vision board is good. And then after the fight, when they get their ass with, oh man, you know how to sprain toe. And you know how athlete's foot. You know, athlete's foot affect the nails, and then sometimes you get to the nerves, and it's like they read from a cue card. Millionaires read from a cue card about all the works they've done and the Mother Teresa stuff that they've done in the sport of boxing. So just interesting to me to hear Tank Davis like, I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't nothing to talk about. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, that means he ain't did nothing.
He should at least name his foundation. Most people at least say, "Hey, I got such and such." Even Charleston White drop all his foundations that he got to the bare minimum. He does that. All the craziness he say, he like, "Look, I got this for the kids." You might not go into detail, but at least you name what you got, man. Like if you want to criticize it, that's what he should have did. Or he should have just shut the hell up.
Facts.
Hey, man, big fan. Also, your trainer. Me and the guys, you know, Larry Wade and Theo Chambers, we see you making these big bets and shit. So when you win this bonus, how much motherfucking money we getting?
I'll give you half.
You need it.
So that guy right there, Jalen Love, is used to be a boxer, Pittsburgh T. He's one of the boxing minds in helping Jake Paul pick his opponents. And of course, Larry Wade is a strength and nutritionist guy. He's a guy that works with Caleb Plant, and you know, I think he was with Luis Ortiz. He's worked with a lot of guys. He has a good reputation for being a guy that gets results. But he went up there to just basically, you know, clown with Jake Paul. And Tank Davis had a problem with it. I do remember this part right here. I did see this.
For a new set of eyes.
My team will get
For
half
sure.
of Gervonta's $2 million. So thank you, Gervonta.
Coach Calvin Ford. Coach Calvin Ford, GTD.
Now, this has just confused me, Pittsburgh T, right here. Right. When I said all money ain't good money, this is what I meant, right? Gervonta Tank Davis is doing exactly what we just seen this with Canelo Alvarez, right? Canelo Alvarez picked a fight that he thought was all low risk and high reward. But it was that way, but just not for him. It was for Bud. If he beat Bud, he was supposed to beat Bud. He was a smaller guy. He literally risked all of his belts and don't have one belt left because he miscalculated. He thought it was the other way around when really he was taking all the risks, right? And in this fight with Gervonta Tank Davis is taking a hellified ass risk by fighting this bigger guy. But he think he's taking less of a risk than fighting Lamont Roach. That just show you what he think about Lamont Roach. That he's ducking Lamont Roach to go to fight a heavyweight. That is absolutely hysterical, right? But Calvin is supposed to be in the camp. Calvin is there as media, right? Now, look, Derek James is sitting over there, but he ain't asking no questions about the fight. Calvin Ford got in line to ask the question about some gloves, but it's like, wait a minute, if you part of the camp, why are you asking about gloves? Then he make himself look like a fool because he like, Tank agreed to this. He was like, oh, wait, I ain't really know all that. I ain't really, well, shut up then.
Jake, I want
Nigga went from a real fighter to a YouTuber. That's how shit go.
He said that Jalen went to a real fighter to a YouTuber. He don't fight anymore. He's in the camp. And it's like, well, okay, well, your coach went to a real coach to a media personality. The man in line to ask questions.
All right. That's how shit go, right? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah.
What up, champ? What's the deal?
Yeah. You went from a real fighter to
you want to know what's crazy, Tank? Me and you ain't never had a bad day up under the sun.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Listen,
Yeah.
I see you, somebody just bust his ass. I'm gonna watch him since you.
Yeah.
Right? I know Calvin. I got nothing but love for everybody over there. They show me nothing but love. I got nothing but respect.
Stay on your side.
For whatever it is you think.
Stay on your side.
I'm only on this side. But guess what? I'm a black man supporting another black man making millions and millions of
I ain't
dollars.
trying to hear
So I'm proud of you.
that.
No
I'm
matter
not
what
trying
you
to hear
think.
that.
And it's all good.
I'm not
But guess
trying to hear it.
what? We over here doing dope shit too. So it's cool to see us around.
You went from a Hall of Famer to a YouTuber. That's who you trained. You went to working with a Hall of Famer to now you working with a YouTuber, right?
Shit. I mean,
So he was like, I ain't trying to hear all that. That's crazy. No, black people don't ever want to hear no pro-black talk. They don't ever want to hear it. What's up, Mr. Mulatto? That's crazy. Black people never want to hear no pro-black talk. I'm trying to help out another brother. He go, hold on. Save all that black. Save it. Said Tinker Goofy. He said, when is the fight? November 14th.
Yeah.
so I don't know what it is. Listen,
Yeah.
I see you, somebody that bust his ass. I'm gonna watch you since you.
Yeah.
Right? I know Calvin. I got nothing but love for everybody over there. They show me nothing but love. I got nothing but respect.
Stay on your side.
For whatever it is you think.
Stay on your side.
I'm only on this side. But guess what? I'm a black man supporting another black man making millions and millions of
I ain't
dollars.
trying to hear that.
Proud of you,
I'm not trying to hear that.
And it's all
I'm
good.
not
But guess
trying to
what?
hear it.
Yo, so one thing I took from that was when Tank Davis was saying, they're going to need a new set of eyes. So I think that was a shot at Jadayon Love because he has a boxing mind, of course, and he helps select the opponents for for Jake Paul to fight. So I think that was him. And then why are you mad that he picked you? You're 135 pounds. Like that's a fight. If Gervonta Tank Davis was the heavyweight or the cruiserweight, and they chose that level of opponent, and they can make $50 million, he would be happy. So why is he mad? He basically called him a sellout. You're a sellout, but not in the racial aspect. You're a sellout because you're going with YouTubers over real boxers. And then when he was like, "Well, I just want to see another brother make money," say that, save all that stuff. I don't want to hear that pro-black stuff. If you say you pro-black,
Fuck that. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison.
whoop-de-doo that you pro-black. That's crazy, man.
We over here doing dope shit too. So it's cool to see us around.
You went from a Hall of Famer to a YouTuber. That's who you trained. You went to working with a Hall of Famer to now you working with a YouTuber, right?
Shit, I mean,
You're forgetting to realize that I will be the first boxer and promoter ever in the Hall of Fame for multiple reasons, like at the youngest age. So you're actually a fucking dumbass.
Okay.
Hey, but Chen, stay blessed. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Calvin.
Jake, I see y'all doing all this betting and stuff, right? And I'm looking at the fight because I'm his coach. This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where did 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10 and he had 8? Already he given up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
So what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we want?
If he the one said that, I'm gonna go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No, it did not.
On God, perfect.
No, it did not. Well, it sounds like there's a bunch of confusion going on.
Then what do you want? 10?
No, I didn't say that.
So 10 ounces?
It don't matter to me. It don't
Perfect.
matter.
It doesn't matter to him. So
It
back
don't
to
matter.
what I always wanted, which was 10 ounces. Great.
Well, you just made something
It don't
clear to me.
matter.
You just made something clear to me because I didn't know because you fight at 10s, he fighting 8s.
Yeah, your
understand
guys'
what I'm saying?
side.
So I'm like,
I
12
can
ounces. He's
show the
giving up
emails
4.
and the screenshots.
I
You
get
guys
that.
asked for 12 ounces.
It's part of negotiation. I get it.
No, let's do it. 10 ounces, 8. Let's do it. That's great. That's
you
going to
have
make it more exciting for the fans. Thank God. I wanted 10s really badly. Let's do it.
10 ounces.
Cool.
To the people that's thinking scripted, he wouldn't be asking for 10-ounce gloves if he didn't want to knock out Gervonta Tank Davis. And Gervonta Tank Davis' team and vice versa wouldn't be asking for bigger gloves if they didn't think, the heavyweight had a chance of doing that. So some things to keep in mind. Don't know if it's going to happen. I just know I think Gervonta Tank Davis is going to get in there, bro. I mean, he's not showing me anything in the press conference, and the fight is right around the corner. You know, right around the corner. And like I was saying that he looks like a fighter that's fit to go into camp, and I'm like, but look, most of the times he fit to go into camp, he come in a little chunky. At the press conference, you notice he wearing nothing but jackets. Every press conference, jacket, 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 jacket. He don't want nobody to see that physique. I know how the game go, but he be chunky, then he go into camp, he lose all the weight or whatever the case it may be, and then he start, leaning out, right? But he's gonna be gaining weight for this. He's gonna be gaining weight for this camp, so he's gonna look worse than what we just seen right now. Bud took an entire year to get his body to be in shape at 168, his walk around weight. Tank Davis is trying to do it in a matter of a month and some weeks, right? And I don't think it's gonna be good for him. I think he's gonna go in there and try to use his legs. He's gonna be all the arguments that everybody made for Tansburg Crawford, to lose to Canelo. You can make right now, literally, for him to lose to Jake Paul, and I think it's going to be 100% factual. I think Bud showed that he is the exception, not the rule, and I think Tank is going to show that he's the rule, not the exception in this fight. That's just personally what I think. I think physics is a MFer, and I think that's what we're going to see a display of. We didn't get to see it with Canelo versus Bud because Bud's special, but I don't think Tank is that special. It's crazy to be fighting Roach.
All right, guys, before we get to the face-off, Jake, give me your prediction on what's going to happen in the co-main between Layla and Alicia.
Well, first of all, it's just incredible that they're doing 12 3-minute rounds. That's some badass shit right there. And both fighters are incredible, but I just know that Alicia, this is her moment. This is going to be her breakout performance, and I hate to choose sides as I am the promoter, but I think Alicia is going to win.
Yeah, we're getting the knockout. That's what he meant to say.
Tank?
Sorry.
Same question. Who's going to win in that co-main between Layla and Alicia?
I'm going to go bias. I know this one. More, so I would say Alicia. So, but I'm going to definitely be in tune. Both of them on the card, so we gotta watch, bro. I never seen this young lady. Like I said, I definitely watch her when I get home and stuff. And I'm just excited to be a part of boxing again. So shout out to that.
Layla, who will win in the main event between Jake and Tank?
Based on the height and the size, Jake Paul should win this. He should. But on the skill level, on boxing IQ, I feel like Tank should have it. But if I go, it's hard to say, but if I go with only the size, he should win. He should.
Alicia?
Listen, we all know how boxing is. It's unpredictable. We got two hard hitters like Jake and Tank.
No, don't get that scripted answer because he picked you. Don't you do that.
Shut up before I beat you up.
Yo, who did she tell shut up before I beat you up? That's crazy. Was it 80 Ross? Hold on. Let's go back.
On boxing IQ, I feel like Tank should have it. But if I go, it's hard to say, but if I go with only the size, he should win. He should.
Alicia?
Listen, we all know how boxing is. It's unpredictable. We got two hard hitters like
I think somebody told her there, and she was like, shut up before I beat you up.
Jake and Tank. Shut up before I beat you up. Like I said, it's going to be action-packed, and I know I'm betting on a knockout.
There you have it.
A knockout with who? You going to bet on a knockout with who? How you give a pick with a non-pick? That's crazy work.
Folks, certainly want to thank you guys for coming out, but now we got to have some face-offs.
Why would you assume it was Aiden Ross? Because the media that was there were a bunch of YouTubers, and I would imagine the only person with enough unprofessionalism and balls to say something to Alicia would be a person like an Aiden Ross or another YouTuber. That's how I came to that conclusion. I use logic and reason you know. And most of the people in that room have asked questions before, and they're a professional, so they probably wouldn't even think to ask something or say something against her to where she would snap like that and say, "Shut up before I beat you up." So that's how that came into play. So with all that being said, man, I'm gonna be here covering this event every step of the way. This ain't the last time I'm gonna see you guys. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I was gonna go see the movie Him, but my wife said she didn't feel like going there. I was gonna do a movie review on that, but we're gonna come back and do a non-boxing live. I know the poll, y'all voted for boxing, but listen, man, it can't be boxing. They're gonna do another press conference, and I'm gonna react to the press conference. I don't want to do another boxing live in between that. So I was just throwing a little, what do you call it, a hook out there to see where my YouTube fan base was and what they want to talk about. But it's gonna be a non-boxing. It's gonna be a non-boxing. It's gonna be popular issues, because the thing I love about boxing fans, they are multifaceted. They don't just like boxing. You know what I mean? They don't, even if they love boxing, they like to hear other things. That's why Joe Rogan's show was popular, right? A lot of the fight community are multifaceted, and they like to hear other ideas and Canadians, etc. So we're gonna do a non-boxing topic for the people who've been craving it for my next live. And we definitely will be back to do another boxing live after that. But I'm not going to continue to do boxing. Even though I am a boxing channel. Now, don't get me wrong. I love boxing, but I have more wrinkles to the game to just keep doing boxing. So to appreciate everybody for pulling up. Why you not giving us what we asked? Because listen, Sister Carmen, you got to remember this. I also have a members only, I also have a members only. And everybody that voted in today's polls is not a member, So, I mean, I put it out there for input, but I have the final say so. That's how that always goes. And I feel like it. I got to go with what I feel, Karma. I can't, I got to go with what I feel, That's what makes the best episodes. A lot of time, and I never wanted to get into the habit of being this type of person, because I see it happen in YouTube where people will talk about boxing every single day. And then they start to get burned out, and they start they start fishing for content. Like leading up to the Bud fight, the people that do 24-hour, well, not 24 hours, but 7 days a week boxing lives, they started, well, is Bud taking steroids? Is Bud, what does this fight mean for Bud? Is Bud better than Sugar Ray? Like, it was leading up, they would just had to go fish and mine for content instead of it being natural. And if it's not natural, you guys will be able to tell, and it won't be a good show. So the show I'm feeling next is non-boxing, for the late night crowd too, because the late night crowd are the people that's getting off. They love it. They love the non-boxing. So I'm definitely, whatever happened to Showtime, they've been out of boxing. So I feel like you like Major Payne whenever he went back to the clubs after all those years of not being clubbing. Showtime, like, bro, you might as well ask about what happened to HBO boxing. Yeah, Showtime been out of boxing for a long time. Like, I think, wasn't Floyd their last big fighter? And then they kind of packed up and everybody left, and Stephen Espinosa kind of homeless at this point, But yeah, they've been out of boxing for a while, bro. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody for showing up. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We are definitely going to be back with a non-boxing one. If you're only here for the boxing, you get your fix probably the next day. But the very next live that I'm going to do is going to be a non-boxer. So make sure you have your notification bell turned on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want exclusive boxing content, like I said, I got videos with Freddie Roach teaching boxing. Make sure you get the members only, where it's boxing. You know what I mean? So anyway, so Boxing Scholar, appreciate everybody for showing up, but I'm out. Wait, hold on. Ray J, talk to them. Serenade their souls and minds so that they might do the right thing, Ray J.
Superstar, wish to have a fancy car, wish to have $1 million bucks. Well, I wish I don't be in love. So feel me, pretty baby. I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Make it love to the break of dawn. Me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born.